In the heart of the German state of Saxony, not far from the Czech border, lies a city that has quite literally risen from the ashes. A city of art, royal palaces, and cobblestone streets. With an impressive Baroque old town and an elegant atmosphere, this is a city you will definitely want to visit. But beyond the city, you will also find some of the most spectacular landmarks. In this video, I will take you to the most beautiful places. Welcome to Dresden. I start my day trip in this beautiful region, about 13 kilometers north of the city, in Moritzburg. This small, charming, and peaceful village has an authentic Saxon atmosphere with timber-framed houses, pastel-colored walls, cozy cafes, and artisanal shops. But the most remarkable building is the impressive Baroque castle. It was originally built in 1542 by Maurice of Saxony as a hunting lodge, primarily square and functional, with a small courtyard and defensive structures. In the 18th century, the castle was extensively expanded and transformed into the luxurious Baroque palace it is today. The castle was surrounded by a large artificial lake, which enhanced its fairy tale appearance, but also served for hunting waterfowl. In the early morning, when the castle is reflected on the smooth water, it looks like something straight out of a fairy tale. Until the 19th century, the castle remained a princely residence, though its focus shifted more toward relaxation and art collections. After World War II, during which the building was relatively spared, it was opened to the public and became a museum. Surrounding the castle is a large park, with beautiful gardens and charming buildings. A walk through this fairy tale-like environment is highly recommended and pairs perfectly with a visit to Dresden, where I'm now heading. Once I arrive in the city, I immediately see how stunning the center is, with the Saxon State Opera House, one of the most famous in the world, and the neighboring Zwinger Palace. In the final months of World War II, the city was heavily bombed, and within a few hours, over 75% of the historic center was completely destroyed. Although rebuilding during the GDR period focused mainly on residential areas, it was only after the fall of the Berlin Wall in 1989 that reconstruction of the old town truly began. And that reconstruction has been very successful. It really feels like walking through an old city, even though much of it has been rebuilt in recent decades. The Zwinger Palace was almost completely destroyed as well, but it has been meticulously restored. Today, this palace houses the Gemäldegalerie Alte Meister, which is also considered one of the top art museums in Europe. With a collection of more than 700 paintings from the 15th to the 18th century by great masters from Italy, the Netherlands, Germany, and Spain, it is truly a magnificent experience to wander through its many halls. As a Dutch visitor, it is especially exciting to see the old masters from my homeland, such as Rembrandt and Vermeer. During the war, when it became clear that Dresden would not be spared, many paintings were stored in castles and forts in the surrounding area. When the Red Army arrived, they were discovered and transported by train to the Soviet Union, only to be returned to the GDR in 1955 as a gift of friendship. Almost everything else was lost, except for the art. The silent survivors of a city reduced to ashes. As you can see, this museum is not just about paintings. Sculptures, wooden sarcophagi, and other remarkable objects show just how diverse this wonderful museum is. It is definitely worth a visit, if only to admire the beautiful building itself from the inside. The Zwinger Palace is more than just a museum. It is a vast complex that was originally designed to serve as a royal court for festivals, exhibitions, and ceremonies. The Elector of Saxony and King of Poland commissioned its construction between 1710 and 1728, with the ambition of transforming Dresden into a Florence on the Elbe, a center of art, culture, and grandeur. It is a masterpiece of German Baroque architecture, featuring elegant arches, fountains, gardens, and of course, richly decorated facades. One of its most remarkable features is the Nymphenbad fountain. This small courtyard with its beautiful Baroque fountain is one of the most romantic and atmospheric spots in Dresden. The fountain can be admired not only from within the courtyard, but also from above, where you can enjoy a wonderful view of this intimate space. You can walk along the upper balustrades that overlook the large inner courtyard. Halfway along, opposite the main building, you'll find the Kronentor, the golden gate of the Zwinger on the southwest side. This served as the ceremonial entrance to the complex. With its massive gilded crown, supported by 4 eagles, it symbolizes power, sovereignty, and above all, Saxon kingship. Today, it has become one of the city's most iconic landmarks, a symbol of reconstruction and pride. From above, you'll have the most stunning views over the complex, which truly stands among the most beautiful Baroque ensembles in Europe. I continue my route through the city center, where the Katholische Hofkirche soon comes into view. Built in the mid-18th century, it served as the royal court church for the Catholic court. It is even connected to the neighboring Residenzschloss by a covered bridge. The exterior is adorned with 78 statues, some reaching up to 4 meters in height, and inside lies, among other things, the tomb of the King of Saxony. Like many other buildings, this church was heavily damaged during the war, but has been carefully reconstructed. Next to the church is the Fürstenzug, which literally means procession of princes. This mural, an impressive 102 meters long, depicts the mounted procession of 35 Saxon rulers from the 12th to the 20th century. Originally painted in the 19th century to commemorate the dynasty's 800th anniversary, the mural began to fade due to exposure to the elements. In the early 20th century, it was replaced with approximately 23,000 porcelain tiles, making it the largest porcelain artwork in the world, and it remained virtually undamaged during the bombings. This monumental work serves as a reminder of the grandeur of the kingdom, a kingdom that, in many ways, never truly disappeared. In the middle of the city lies the large Neumarkt Square. After a long reconstruction process, this square has once again become the lively heart of the city, fully restored to its historic character. The most iconic building on the square is the Frauenkirche. This enormous Baroque church is renowned for its massive dome and was built in the first half of the 18th century. At 43 meters high, it was a technical masterpiece of the Baroque era. However, like much of Dresden, the church was reduced to a ruin that stood for decades as a reminder of the war, until reconstruction began in 1994. Allowing visitors to enjoy its stunning interior, which features multiple levels inside the dome, something rarely seen in a church. Not only is the interior magnificent, but you can also climb to the top of the dome. Via a narrow staircase and a circular gallery that wraps around the dome, you gain numerous perspectives of the church's interior from higher up. At the top, a breathtaking view awaits over the city, the Elbe River that runs through its center, and the surrounding hills. This is undoubtedly the most spectacular spot to admire the city as a whole. From the Neumarkt, I cross the Elbe via the Augustus Bridge, which connects the old town with the new town on the opposite side of the river. The first bridge at this location was built in the early 18th century, designed by the same architect who created the Zwinger. From the bridge and the opposite riverbank, you have a stunning view of the old town's skyline, with the towers of its churches and the castle rising above the city. Although this part of Dresden was developed later, it also features many historic buildings, such as the Jägerhof and several former ministry buildings dating back to the royal period. Walking along the banks of the Elbe toward the Albert Bridge, The area in the heart of the city offers a peaceful escape from the bustle. The green surroundings, with parks and the calm flow of the river, make it a perfect place to relax or enjoy a stroll. The bridge I take back to the Old Town is one of the city's 3 historic bridges. It was built at the end of the 19th century and named after the King of Saxony. From this bridge, too, you have a beautiful view of the river and the city. But the view of the 3rd bridge is missing. The middle bridge, the Carola Brücke, was not restored but rebuilt in concrete. After several renovations, disaster struck in 2024 when the bridge suddenly partially collapsed. Fortunately, it happened at night, so no one was injured. From the Brühlscher Garten, you can clearly see where the bridge once stood and where demolition work is still underway. The new bridge is expected to open in 2031. Next to this park is the Kunsthalle im Lipsius-Bau, which I also visit. A small museum that's worth entering, if only to admire the enormous stone sculptures at its entrance. I take another beautiful walk through the Old Town, which for centuries was the political, cultural, and religious heart of the city and the Kingdom of Saxony. The stunning streets and, of course, the Residenzschloss still evoke memories of those old times. This palace was one of the most important buildings of the kingdom, which came to an end in 1918 at the close of the First World War. Its restoration after the bombings is still ongoing and is expected to be fully completed by 2027, after which it will be completely accessible again. Walking through the courtyards of the complex, it becomes clear why this reconstruction takes so long. Every stone and every facade is meticulously restored to match its original form. It is a monumental effort to bring history back to life. At the beginning of the video, I already took you to a place just outside the city that's perfect to combine with a visit to Dresden. But this city is also located near the Saxon Switzerland National Park, about 40 kilometers east of the city. This national park is part of the Elbe Sandstone Mountains, and, together with the adjacent Bohemian Switzerland in the Czech Republic, forms a continuous natural area. The most remarkable landmark you'll find here is the Bastei Bridge, a bridge that runs through a stunning rock formation, towering almost 200 meters above the Elbe River. It offers one of the most spectacular panoramas in all of Germany. In 1824, the first wooden bridge was built here to allow visitors to enjoy the breathtaking view. And about 30 years later, it was replaced by the current stone bridge with 7 arches. It became the first real tourist attraction in Saxony, drawing artists and travelers from all over Europe. Walking across the bridge, you immediately understand why this landscape is so special. The extraordinary rock formations combined with the sweeping view over the river make this a place you should visit at least once in your life, especially if you're exploring Dresden. It's a place that inspires you to pause, not only to enjoy the view but also to realize that true beauty can emerge from pure simplicity, from stone, air, and silence. It's a place you won't soon forget. From the bustle of Dresden to the tranquility of Moritzburg and the breathtaking heights of the Bastei Bridge, this is a region full of contrasts, a city that honors its history by rebuilding its soul, stone by stone. From the grand palaces to the centuries-old art, this place is more than just a destination. It's a story of loss, reconstruction, and timeless beauty. For me, it's the perfect start to my road trip to the Black Sea. In the next videos, I'll take you to the most beautiful places in the Czech Republic, Slovakia, and Romania. So don't forget to subscribe to make sure you don't miss anything. Did you enjoy the video? Leave a like and tell me what you think of this city, or where I should go next. Thanks for watching, and see you soon.